All right, today we're going to start with the things you need to do before you take it to the machine shop. And basically the only tools you're going to need is you're going to need a brush, and I use a drill, an extra brush, and that's actually a 22 gauge to get to those small ones. And then this wonderful little thing is a thread tapper cleaner, everybody ever say. And this is this gotta be 25 years old from Summit. But this is all the sizes you need for a small block Chevy or big block Chevy. And then one small little file. And this is just a very fine file. We're not trying to remove a bunch of material. I'm just going to show you what we're going to do with that. But those are the things we're going to use today. So the first thing you need to do, since we got it all stripped down and we're going to the machine shop with it, I want to make sure that all these threads that the heads bolt down to are all clean. And this is just I bought this Summit 20 years ago, and I'm running this reverse counterclockwise because of the way that the spirals are. Counterclockwise will draw the grit out instead of shoving it into the water jackets. This cleans out, and all I used was WD-40 on it, and this cleans out all the grit and grime. Now the other thing I do is I have this old set from Summit that I've had for 20 plus years, and it's just a thread chaser. It's all it is, just a thread chaser. And you can just use this to thread it down, and just use your fingers and see, just clean that out. See, before I cleaned them, I couldn't do this because there was so much crud. So it's just a very simple, easy zippity-da-doo-da, and you clean it out. Now you can use your tap and die T-handle. You can use their spacing on is really good if you got a lot of crud. But I mean, I would highly recommend a set of these. I've had this forever, since I've been doing this stuff. One of the first things I bought from Summit way back in the day, and it just works fabulous. It's just very good insurance, and it's a cleaner, not a cutter. And what I mean by that is that sometimes a cutter, if you use like with the a thread cutter, it can do more damage sometimes than good. So these been holding up for a lot of years. So why would I want to do anything that might possibly damage those threads? So that's why we're going through and chasing all the threads on this. And after I get this done, I'll give it another hit with WD-40, just kind of cover it. Just, water displacement, just for protection, because this is going to sit for a couple of days until I get it in the truck and get it over to the machine shop. But this is just Engines 101, guys. This is if you find something like this, which this 4-bolt main is just, I mean, I couldn't have been happier to come across this and get this. And I'm going to want to keep this one for a long time, because these like this are getting few and far between. So I'm going to protect it and take care of it and make sure that you get the best care that it can get, because I don't know when I'll ever come across another one like this again. So it's better off just to do all the little things now. And I know this is tedious, but this is the fun part of it, guys. This is the part that when you get started doing this doesn't cost anything. This is just you. See, it's quiet. My neighborhood, the kids are out playing ball and stuff in the neighbor's yard. And it's a beautiful afternoon. It's like 80 degrees. Already washed the truck. And now it's me time. Wife's in there making cookies. Yay. But this is just the stuff you have to do to make things last longer and to really just have a better quality of job you're going to do. So, all right, I'm going to finish this up and then we'll flip this over and I'll show you some of the things you need to do before you go to the machine shop on the bottom side. Flipped over and I've already had to scrape. There was some leftover gasket material all along both of the pan rails, which is what you want to get rid of. Anything that might possibly stick, because as I said, it's just a spray wash. Rule number one, just like in Fight Club, you don't mess up or switch around the caps. Rule number two in Fight Club, you don't switch around the caps. Okay, these are put together and it's line honed from the factory for a perfect match for each cap. If you mismatch these or get these messed up, you're gonna have to line bore it, or you're gonna go through a whole bunch of bearings before you figure out which one goes on which, because this is from the factory set, raw, and then line honed, line bored for straightness, squareness, and everything to have a perfect match for them saddles. So if you mess these up, you're in trouble. The easiest thing to do is just get number stamps out. I'm going to stamp these. Well, actually, no, I just found it. David already did it. Yep, 2, 3, 4. Yep, he did it right here. Okay, so David did it for me. He got his number stamp out. See, that's what I'm talking about. All us old guys, old school guys that used to do this all the time and still do it all the time. You know, we think ahead. We're going to chase some more bolts. I do believe it's this one. Yes, it is. We're going to clean these out with the drill. We're going to chase the bolts. Anything that I could find like these, anything with threads on it, it's going to get chased. The studs on the, we're going to chase the star bolts. Like I said, the better you get it now, the better the result's going to be in the end. So if you can pull all the freeze plugs, which these aren't actually freeze plugs, those are casting plugs. There's a long story about it. Everybody's bitching online because those aren't freeze plugs, those are casting plugs. Those are what they do in the mold, and that's how they pull the sand out after they got the mold done. Which, if this is factory, if this is original, it's probably got some molding sand still in this block, which hopefully will get cleaned out. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is the file. And when it comes to the destructiveness of something like this going bad, it's usually a stress crack, okay? And stress in any kind of metal is going to go for the sharpest point, okay? And all of these machine surfaces are sharp. I could actually cut my finger on these. And the simple way to reduce the stress on this is just to take this simple little file and just take the edge off. And all I'm doing, I'm not taking much material off. I'm just knocking down the sharpness. This is dull and this is still sharp. And that's all it took. I'm going to do this all the way around. And, you could take these casting ridges and grind them and smooth it all out and make it look like, the car show if they're looking for just little things like that. But I really don't care. It was about stress and about how these motors, the harmonics, and there's a lot of vibrations involved. And over time, things working against each other. And stress, if a crack is going to start, it's going to find the sharpest point to start at. So if I take a little bit of time and just knock all the sharpness down, possibly I'll keep myself from having damage in the future. And really, before you get this vatted and cleaned and machined, this is when you want to do this. you just want to do it because all these little shavings, you don't want to do this after you get it back from the machine shop. You want to do it before you go to the machine shop. Just like everything else, you just want to go before the machine shop and just knock down the edges. And see this? There you go. And that's all it is. That's all it took. 3 minutes. Okay, she's done and ready to go to the machine shop. She's in the bag. She's doused down with WD-40, keep her from rusting. But you guys, you just got to go through. I'm just going to reiterate this: at the machine shop, all his gig is he's going to clean it a little bit. He's going to bore it. He's going to hone it. He's going to put cam bearings in it and freeze plugs, and he's going to give it back to you as fast as possible to make, so that his overhead isn't up, because that's what he's in the business of making money. That's what he does. Okay. So he's not there taking every little precious attention that you would to your engine. Okay. That's why you need to chase your threads. You need to clean your holes. You need to deburr everything. You need to have everything done like that before you go to the machine shop, because the last thing you want to do is put little tiny metal shavings inside that compartment to get hid somewhere in some corner, that once you put oil in it and things start flushing around, it shows up. So you want to get it as clean as possible of all the debris, everything off of it, all the nuts, bolts, everything that could, hide stuff in the future. You want to have it out so that all he has to do is put it in that vat or in that pressure washer, bore it, hone it, cam bearing, freeze plugs, and give it back to you, so that you can look it over one more time, clean it one more time, and then start assembling. All right. So if you're still here, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Smash that like button. Y'all have a great day. It's a great day today. It's an even better day tomorrow. Y'all be good.